Hey everybody, Pat Mesiti. It is about 2:20 and I wanted to come to you today with a very vital and important message. Throughout history, women have been at the forefront of change. As a matter of fact, quite frankly, if it wasn't for women, you and I would not be here. And sadly today, women have become an endangered species. They are attacked from every side. They are attacked from the media. They are attacked from people that suffer with dysphoria of some kind. They are under the attack from a political system. They are under attack, I might even say, from a religious system. It seems to me that women have become the endangered species. Let me give you history, just a brief history of some of the great women. Number one, Catherine Booth. They say that at Catherine Booth's funeral, there was more people that lined the streets for her funeral than the Queen of England. Why is that? Because Catherine Booth dared to subpoena the moral conscience of, yes, even the royal family of the day, and I'll leave that alone. But that was a great woman. Rosa Parks, who refused to suffer the injustices of an oppressive, discriminatory system in the United States, where it was colours on one side, black on the other. And yet it seems today we are revisiting that very same place, but we need a Rosa Parks. And Rosa Parks said this, and I quote, she says, "I wish to be free so other people can be free." Amelia Earhart, Anne Frank, who said, "How wonderful is it that no one needs to wait a single moment to do something to change the world." And yet today it seems that people are waiting for someone else to change the world. And I'm specifically speaking to women here. We've got Mother's Day in a couple of weeks, and make no mistake about it, some moronic person out there will come and want to change it to Birthing Parent Day or Breastfeeding Parent Day. Women, you are more than a birthing parent and you are more than a breastfeeder. Your very existence is at a threat right now. I think of Queen Elizabeth I, who said, "To some, my sex or gender would be considered as weak. Nevertheless, you will find in me a rock that will not bend to any wind." Florence Nightingale, the lady with the lamp, an amazing lady. I could go on, and I'm sure many of you could list other great women of history that stood. I'm amazed at all these people that cannot define what a woman is. Marry one and you'll find out. They don't want to define it because they don't want to offend. And we're living in a culture that is that is obsessed, and demonically so, with people's feelings at the expense of other people's rights, dignity, even their own existence, because some weird, weak, woke politicians, and I might add church leaders, don't want to address real issues. Real issues. I wonder how many of these people that think they're women, that are not, have ever had cervical cancer, or maybe had to birth a child, or maybe gone to a gynecologist, or maybe had to struggle with many of the issues that brave women have had to overcome. Not just now, because now obviously through modern medicine, we've been able to overcome a lot, but I'm talking real issues for hundreds of years, if not thousands of years. And today more than ever, we need women to speak on behalf of their children, on behalf of their families, on behalf of their nation, on behalf of the human race, and they need to be heard. It was said of Esther, "Who knows whether you have come into the kingdom for such a time as this? But if you don't speak out Deliverance will come from somewhere else. So with this in mind, this Friday, I'm hosting a special online event. It will be on our social media platforms. And I'm calling it Let the Mothers Speak. Now, not everybody on there is a mother, but many of them are maternal in their nature. So I've invited people like Catherine Deeds. I've invited Pauline Hanson. I have invited others like Tanya Davies. And I know all of us have got different opinions of what someone should have done and what someone should have done and blah, blah, blah. Quite frankly, if you don't like what I have on, shut your mouth and don't show up. I don't give two tosses. I really don't. So if you don't like who I've invited, that's your problem. You set up your own program, you spend your own money, and you go do your own. Quite frankly, I'm over people that want to shoot off their mouths and don't stick their hand in their pocket or do anything except for post a couple of comments on social platforms. But this Friday, I've invited some great women. Alexandra Marshall from Spectator magazine will be on. I've invited, as I said, Tanya Davies. I've invited her on. And I've invited so many others, just a handful of women to speak to the issues of our day. From their perspective, they need to be heard. Now, I've invited quite a few more. I'm yet to hear a response from them. And I want to represent a cross-section of our community, a whole cross-section. And not everybody's a person of faith, and that's okay, because sometimes the people of faith are as weak and woke and insipid more than you could imagine, and they say nothing and stand for nothing. Especially when it comes to stuff in this country. They're very brave to stick up for things overseas, but they're not very brave when it comes to be outspoken about issues that pertain to this country, this nation. It's brave to be a person to beat your chest to the injustice of trafficking overseas and everything else. But what about what's happening here in Australia? What about what's happening here in Australia? And so on Friday, we're going to have a great session. It's going to be on at 1 o'clock. It will be on all of these platforms. Now, I'm going to be posting some social media images for you of the various speakers that we've got. Could you please share them? And we're not going to go outside into the marketing world to do it. I'm relying on good people to share these posts and share these links. It will be on our Rumble. It will be on our YouTube. It will be on Facebook. Obviously, on some platforms, we have a big risk. But I've chosen to open it up. And we are going to be speaking about voices. There are voices out there right now, especially for our Indigenous people, but those voices, nobody wants to hear them. See, the voice only wants to be a voice for a select voice, a select few voices. We're going to speak on the whole dismantling of women and their rights as women and as mothers. They're not just something that births a child. And, of course, we're going to speak about some of the other pressing issues that affect our nation. So this Friday on this social media platform and across all our sites, I'm hosting Let the Mothers Speak. You can see who the speakers are. We'll be adding some as the week progresses, but I wanted to give you a heads up now. And to the women out there, we need to rally. Girls, I need you to rally now behind this. We need your help to get word out there. We need you to become Esthers. We need you to be the Catherine Booths, and we need you to be the Anne Franks, and we need you to be the Florence Nightingales of this generation. And what I understand about women is they're gatherers. And we're going to be hosting this event this Friday, and I know it's going to touch a lot of people's lives. It's called Prayer and Pushback. Let the women, sorry, can't use that one. Let the mothers speak. I know it's going to change people's lives. I know there's going to be some great insight and some practical help. Be praying for it, and I look forward to seeing you later on during the week. Please share this. Please share the images we're going to be posting, and I know it's going to be a great success. Have a great day.